All right, GTR family, we're going to go over the most common mistakes I see during CBA 2007 to 2010, depending upon where you are in the world, GTR radio installation issues. So I'm going to show you the two most common things I see. Let's get it done. So we're going to open this up, and I'm going to go over some things. And the most common call I get is the radio won't power up, and they don't know why that is. And I'm going to tell you why. So we're going to come right here into your harnesses, all right? And you got a bunch of them. Okay. All the issues that I see, they stem from this right here, all right? So we're going to take a peek at this harness. All right, so let's pull this radio out. Let's just go through this. Okay. So, all right, this is your main audio and CAN bus harness. This is the life and blood of this radio. We need to make sure all of this is hooked up correctly. So first and foremost, we're going to get the main harness connector to seat here. This is a brand new radio, so it's got to be perfect. It's nice and tight. Okay, that's it. All right, so that is in. All right. Okay, here are the issues I see. This is a 32-pin plug. All right. This is your main power, ground, audio. Everything is powering through here. Get that guy plugged in. This is universal for all year models from 07 all the way through 16. So plug that guy in, no issues whatsoever. However, if you have a CBA 2007 to 2010, you need to run this ground wire right here, because your radio, those year models, there was not a ground wire through the factory harness, okay? So this needs to be behind the radio. Find you a good place. I'd find an existing screw, back it off, put your spade terminal in, tighten it back down, but it needs to be on metal. You need to have a good ground connection. If this is not done, the radio will not power up. So I see a lot of CBA owners that miss this step. It is in our installation instructions, but it's commonly missed. If you have a 2011 to 2016, you don't have to do that. Your ground wire is right here on the harness. Comes right through the main audio harness, okay? And you will see that these Y in together right here in our harness. See that? So CBA here, DBA ground through here, okay? So that's one issue that I see. The other, second most common mistake that I see is hooking up the CAN bus. And if it is not hooked up correctly, the radio will not come on. So first things first, we're gonna plug our CAN bus in right here. So that's in, that's nice and seated. Okay, so let's look at it. Here is your harness. This is your CAN bus right here, okay? You will see that these Y into one another. They do the same job. The most common mistake I see is that this harness is for DBA GTR. So this is gonna, so in radio speak, that's gonna be 2011 to 2016. You're gonna use one or the other, but not both. And the most common mistake I see is guys will hook up the 40-pin CBA. Let's pull that guy out of here. Right here, okay? So here's your CBA adapter. This is specific to guys that have 2007 to 2010 GTRs. If you don't hook this up, you're not gonna have gauges, you're not gonna have steering wheel control, you're not gonna have air conditioning functionality. This is what this connector does. So this guy is gonna plug in right here. Go snap in, and you're gonna use one or the other. Most common issue I see is they plug the 40 pin in, then they start looking behind the dash, and there is a 32 pin connector, and they will plug it in. If you do that, it confuses the radio, and the radio will not boot up, because now it's getting two mixed signals into the same, it Ys in together, okay? So the moral of the story is 2011 to 2016, 2007 to 2010, do not use both, one or the other. So if you're a CBA owner, the two connections that you need to make sure you have are this one, labeled 40P, and then your spade ground connector right off the harness here. I'm gonna do with it right here. Make sure that thing is grounded. So here's what you need. Here you go. There's your connection for a CBA GTR. And then if you have a DBA GTR, you're not going to use this guy. You're only going to use this guy, which comes on the harness. It's a 32 pin, and you're not going to use this guy at all. You'll discard this, and this will remain unplugged. I hope that makes sense. That's really the only questions I get on this installation. Most of the issues are surrounding those connections. If you get that, you can pretty much have everything you need for it to boot up. All this ancillary stuff makes the radio function, but this is what you need to make sure it boots. So really, at the end of the day, you only have two connections. You've got your main harness providing power to the radio, and then you have one of your two CAN buses. That's it. That's all it takes to actually power the radio and get it functional. Everything else is adding extra functionality. So anyway, hope that answers questions, provides a little bit of insight. Hope you have a great day. Call me with any questions. See ya.